Welcome, everyone, to episode 80 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, do we like sharp objects?
Or would you rather not be cut in half?
Yeah. This episode, we're going to be talking about Disc Room by, I think there's 4 people. Kitty Callis, John, I'm going to butcher these names. Yeah, maybe Jan Willem Nijman. Oh God, Terri Velman and Dose One. I apologize to each and every one of you. That was bad. But yes, these people made this game, and this game came out back in October of 2020. I played this on the PC. It was 219.5 megabytes. Megabytes. What about you, Tom? How big was it?
Why is it 50% bigger on the Xbox, Chris? I mean, listen, it's still only 342.4 megabytes, which is, listen, that's what we want here, right? You could fit. Yeah. I could fit 1 million of these on my Xbox.
Oh yeah, it's so tiny. It's so tiny, but it's
so much more room for activities.
Exactly. So what kind of game is this?
I put down isometric bullet hell puzzle.
Yeah, I like your type of game description better than mine. I just put puzzle action game ? Because
are you not sure if it's a game?
I don't know if my description made any sense. That's what I don't know. I guess it is a puzzle action game, sure. But your isometric bullet hell describes it better, I will say.
Yeah, because it's top down and things are just coming at you.
Oh, do they? What's this game loop?
I have complete objectives to unlock new rooms. Rinse, repeat.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very basic, but it works. I put survive room and complete objectives to unlock next room. So I feel like we just jumbled words.
Yeah. We have the exact same idea, just said in different words.
Yeah. So that's our lovely game loop here, Tom. So
why don't you kick things off with some things that you liked, Chris?
Sure. This was a very easy game to pick up and play because you literally just walk into one room. Very much, the way I saw it was this game had like the look and feel of like a Zelda dungeon, like an NES Zelda dungeon, or Binding of Isaac. I haven't played that game, but I've seen a lot of people play it. So it's like that style of room. You walk in, and then you are immediately attacked by something, which in this case is discs.
Yeah.
Sharp discs, and you die immediately. So it's very easy to pick up because what's the objective? Just avoid the discs because you learn very quickly, oh, I shouldn't touch those discs because they will kill me. And this game, even though like it can get a little frustrating, but I felt like there was progress because it's almost had the Souls-like / roguelike mentality to me. I don't know, something about it was there, but I felt like I was getting better at looking at the objectives and the game was encouraging me because of like the objectives and things like that were laid out. And because I left everything by default, the leaderboard thing also pushed me because you played this game before me. So when I played it, I saw your scores.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I saw your scores. I was like, oh, I have to beat Tom. And that's what I did. I would just keep trying to beat your score because it would have the dev score, your score, and then me. I was like, no. I'm going to at least try to beat Tom. So that's what I did.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I guess I only had the dev score. I didn't see, right, because you hadn't played it yet. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And also, the controls, especially for this kind of game, they were good. They felt tight, like just enough for you to not feel frustrated. Like it was the controller's fault or something like that. Like I think they did a good job making sure your input, there was no real input lag and stuff like that. What about you, Tom? What did you like?
I want to very quickly echo the simple controls, very easy to pick up and play. I think I also enjoyed that sense of accomplishment that this game gives you. It doles it out at the right pace, and there's nothing better in one of these styles of games to fail, succeed. And you're like, yes,
yes, absolutely.
Because this is a game where death is part of the advancement. Like they warn you, they tell you, like, you're gonna die a lot, and in fact, like, death to different discs is like an objective. So it's like sometimes you want to die, or at least want to die by certain enemies.
You're purposely trying to find that disc. It's like, which one is the one that I had to die to? Yeah, it's absolutely true.
Yeah, which I thought it's really clever, in terms of making it feel less frustrating, right? Because this is a game that could feel frustrating very quickly, but they understand that, and so they've built in mechanics and objectives and things so it doesn't feel quite so. You're failing upwards, right? You die, but you're making progress, because you've checked off a box. It's like, oh, you died, but you died spectacularly,
Yes, absolutely. The other thing I want to say is, if this game didn't have this, I probably would have thrown my controller across the room. And being able to quickly load the next time you play, because like, that like, if I had to wait around for me to like restart that level or that room, I was like, nope, I can't do it. Because it's just like, that would just make me like simmer in my frustration, and I would have been, but just like being able to boom, get right back into it, get in there, just do your objective, and then like that was great. That was a great thing. One little, like, a very tiny thing, but I think it's important in this kind of game.
Yeah, no, there's no downtime, which is great, right? Like, nobody likes downtime. Nobody likes staring at a loading screen. Nobody likes waiting to play. Like, we have an hour to play this thing, and I spent a whole hour playing it. My hour went by really quickly. I think it was really fun to play. I think it introduced mechanics at a really good pace, where it's like, you do a couple of rooms learning this, and it's like, okay, you've got that. Now we're going to throw this extra monkey wrench into the works. It does the show don't tell. I got killed by this, and now I know better.
Yeah,
this is how this behaves. The game didn't go, oh, watch out for these discs, they behave a funny way. It's like, nope, I didn't see that coming, but now I do.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think overall, like you said, I resonate, like, just again echoing what you said, but like, they definitely, that hour went by very quickly, and it was fun, very fun to play.
And even though the enemies are kind of all the same in that they're all spinning discs, there is a large number of them, and they do mechanically behave very different. So you're basically learning. Every stage is an opportunity to learn something, whether it's some new way to dodge, some new power to get, or some new enemy that you are going to have to deal with, for the rest of the game. So
right. Yeah, there was even like boss rooms, which was interesting.
Yeah, that was something like I didn't really expect it, and then you get there and you're like, oh, okay. And again, very, very quick. It's like, oh, you got to pick up these orbs to damage them. Okay.
Yeah. So good stuff. But now let's talk about the bad stuff.
Yeah. You can tell this is an indie game.
Yeah, you definitely can.
It doesn't look good. But I mean, it is also 342 megabytes, so it's like, well, what did I really expect? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think I just reading your notes too. This definitely felt like a Flash game at times, or like what you mentioned was like Newgrounds. So I was like, oh, but there was some charm to it, I guess, because of that. Like maybe some nostalgia, but it was like, okay,
I
it didn't look
wonder if I had to pay $60 for this, I'd be furious.
Oh, absolutely. This is
Right?
not a $60 game.
No, not that it
Absolutely
would
not.
be, but you understand what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
getting this in the package of Xbox Game Pass, your expectations are set at a certain level, and you're going, okay, yeah, like there's going to be some stuff in here like this.
Sure. Yeah.
But I wonder if you grabbed a young kid and put them in front of this, where they
please
just go
don't
like,
grab children, please. That's not what we're condoning, please. But
if you wanted to grab some kids and throw them in a room full of spinning blades that are going to murder them,
yeah,
I don't think they would enjoy it.
No, I don't think anyone would enjoy it, little child or not. But okay, let's continue with your thought.
No, I'm not sure. I think there is a level of there's a level of nostalgia here, right? It's like this feels like something that I played on Newgrounds 20 years ago, and so it's like, hey, remember those games that I used to play on Newgrounds 20 years ago? Like, and so like, yeah, sure, why not? But if I hadn't, I'd be like, oh, like my reaction to this would be like, what even is this?
What even is this? That's right. I also want to bring up that I thought it was sometimes some of the objectives were frustrating to get to. Like specifically, there's this room where you had to the overall objective was to die to, like you mentioned, die to multiple types of discs. In this one room, there's this gold disc that only shows up after a certain amount of time. And I was in that room. I think I was in that room the majority of my hour, because I was like, I need to get this disc, and because otherwise I was just kind of stuck. I was kind of stuck in my progression of the world or the grid, because it's just like a grid map. So yeah, I think that was one thing that like really, grinded my gears or my discs, whatever you want to call it. But anything else you want to bring up about dislikes?
Yeah. Every room is basically the same. Every room is a box where you need to survive for a certain number of seconds or die to a specific type of something. Mm-hmm. Like that's the game every time. Yeah. So it's like, all right, like none of these things lasts very long. So that's good. But it is ultimately a very repetitive experience. Like absolutely. if you don't like this loop of survive X seconds, or die to the game type, like that's it. That's the whole game. Like, might as well shut it off. Yeah, because you're going to be doing a lot of that.
There was one objective where I was like, how the heck am I supposed to do this? And it was the one where you had to die in 0 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't know if you got to that.
I did.
So that made so I was kind of cool, because it was like, all right, how am I supposed to do this? Because I didn't have that power of slowing time. So that was kind of neat to be able to like. It was a little different in terms of the objectives, because it was like, okay, yes, you're still trying to die. You're still trying to either die or survive, but it was a little twist, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Speaking of the powers, though, I felt like there was only, at least so far, there really was only like 2 of those powers that I felt useful. One being the dash, and the other being the slow time. I think that was like, those are the 2 that I mained the entire time. Like the clone one, I didn't get. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like I get. I thought that just made things more confusing when I was using the clone thing. And then what was the other one I got picked up? Oh, like absorbing discs. I was like, what is this? I don't even know what is the point of this? Like, okay, I absorbed this disc. Like, this is useless. So
yeah, I mean, clearly it's a scenario. I've got to imagine there's scenarios where these, tools solve a puzzle later. But you're right. Yeah. Like in the moment, they were like basically worthless. Like in terms of trying to survive for X number of seconds or die to a specific enemy type, the only 2 that really mattered were the ability to slow time and therefore dodge things, or just straight dodge things.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Um,
anything else, or shall we move into our?
I had a couple more. I think
Sure.
it wasn't always clear what I should be doing.
Mm,
Like I would cycle through levels, like look all over the grid, like where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing now?
right.
The game is never really pointing you in a certain direction, like the
Yeah.
objective, you should be working on this level or something, or this is the direction to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Like there's no overarching kind of objective list or whatever. But once you get to a room, it tells you like, oh, do this or whatever it is. But yeah, and then there's like the map is just every room that you've touched, and then they kind of have these grayed out grids for anything that you haven't yet. So yeah, it was like, okay, how do I get to the next point? It's true.
yeah, and I want to point out that after an hour, I still don't understand what like the point of this game was. Like
Yeah.
I played it for an hour, it was fun. And to be fair, like there's not a point to Tetris, right? Like
You just play it.
you clear the lines, right?
Yeah.
That's that. It's a puzzle game. So, like when I reframed my brain and said this is a puzzle game,
Yeah.
it made it easier to like digest. That there's not really there's no real narrative. I mean,
Yeah.
there are like kind of the cutscenes that
Yeah.
I guess something's happening, but heck if I know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
And
just like, oh, there's a comic. All right, cool. And I just gotta survive this room. That's all I gotta do.
yeah,
So
I don't think there was any dialogue, right? No.
no. It was just straight that. I know you mentioned your other thoughts that you felt like this was a Newgrounds game.
Yes.
So they get that nostalgia bug of some sort. This does have Xbox Cloud saves, excuse me. And How Long to Beat says this game takes about 3 to 5 hours to beat. So not very long at all.
Very manageable, but that assumes, right, that you're successful in completing these objectives.
Also
right?
true. Also true.
I don't
You have to
know.
be.
Maybe the 3 is if you're really good, and the 5 is if you're not so good.
That's me. That's me. I'd probably be like 5 days. I don't know. We'll see. But now we got to talk about our final thoughts, don't we, Tom?
Yeah.
Are we keeping this game?
I think it looks.
But before we get to that, we wanted to let you know about our spectacular sponsor, Winner Winner. Winner Winner is a live arcade claw machine game available on Android and iOS, and it's 100% skill based. Trust me, if you see me play my games, you know I'm not that great, and I still have won games on my first try. There's hundreds of prizes, even featuring gaming merch from Nintendo. Pick your prize from choices in your particular game, or bank your earnings with tickets to redeem any other prize you want from their wide selection. And for all you lovely people listening or watching our show, you can get bonus tokens on your first app token purchase. Download and create your account, then use the link in the episode's description to enter promo code QTB after you sign in. Check it out. It's clawsome.
Listen, this game basically takes up no space. I said that at the beginning, right? Like, if every game on my Xbox was this size, I could have a million games.
Yeah.
So I have no real like need to uninstall it, right? But I'm not like super compelled to play it more.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fun to play in short bursts.
Right.
So I'm going to keep it. I don't know how much I'm going to play it.
Right.
This definitely seems like a good game that to play on mobile or something.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, this is a tiny game, short game. I'm definitely going to keep it because, like, it's nothing. It's not taking up any space. But like, this is the game I would love to have on Xbox Cloud with touch controls. Like, I get it. The precision would probably like the touch controls and this game and how precise it needs to be could get a little messy, but just like it feels like a mobile game. So it's like I feel like that would be the best for waiting around. You gotta have a couple minutes to finish an objective. Boom, this is what you could do. Play this game because it's fun. It is fun. Like in those short bursts of time, I had a lot of fun. It was very tense It was a very tense time too, especially when you're trying to complete certain objectives. So, yeah.
Well, Chris,
these are our thoughts, aren't they? So
are.
let us know what you think of this game. Follow and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching us on this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we'll try to read and respond to each of them. Scout's honor. So 1H1D is part of the QTB network. And if you like gaming podcasts, check out Quit the Build, a weekly gaming news podcast. And to see the whole lineup, check out quitthebuild.com/network.
The whole network. It's all there.
Everything. All the good stuff, isn't it? So, Tom, we do need to find out what we're playing next.
We do. It's an important and integral part of the process.
Absolutely. And this one was a request from someone on Twitter. NRXIC. I another name that I don't know how to say. I'm just going to spell it out. NRXIC. They requested that we play Goro Goa. I don't know if I said that either. So
it's spelled that way. GOROGOA, right?
Goro Goa. Yeah. Goro Goa. That's what I think its name.
I don't think it's a real word. I've never heard that word before.
Yeah, me neither. But
maybe that's just culturally insensitive. Maybe it's in another language.
I mean, we got the big baddie in Mortal Kombat and a state in India called Goa. So
maybe in Outworld, that's where Goro comes from.
Yeah, maybe.
Goro from Goa.
Yeah, from Goa.
And they just dropped the from.
Goro Goa. There we go, folks. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.
Thanks, everybody.